This is Caitlin, your host of the No Sleep for Dramas podcast, where we get no sleep and survive on coffee to watch just one more episode at night. Welcome to this week's episode, and it is the end of April, so we all know what this episode is. It is the April wrap-up episode. If you guys don't know what a wrap-up episode is, it is basically where I talk about all the dramas that I completed in the past month, what I thought about them, my opinions of them, if I recommend them or not to you, and then I will talk about the dramas I'm looking forward to in May and tell you why I'm looking forward to them. Normally, when I'm talking about dramas that I'm looking forward to, it's mostly Korean dramas because that is the most reliable in terms of knowing that they'll be actually out. A lot of times, like for example, Chinese dramas might drop out of nowhere or their dates could change, and normally I don't even watch drama like Chinese dramas as they air, so I kind of usually it's just Korean dramas that I talk about. Maybe I'll stick in another drama if I know about it and it's confirmed already, but mostly it's Korean dramas. So that is the case for this episode as well. All of the dramas I'm looking forward to in May is Korean dramas. Now, I won't say like I'm not looking forward to other dramas in May like Chinese dramas, but I just don't know when they're going to air and it's all rumors. So if that is ever a question on why you are questioning why I'm only covering Korean dramas and the upcoming dramas, that is an explanation of why. I don't want to put out rumors and then them not to be true, and then I'd rather talk about dramas that have a confirmed start date and are actually going to start on that day, and usually that is Korean dramas only. Okay, so let's talk about April first, though. So April, in March, I didn't watch a ton of dramas. I didn't complete a ton of dramas. I was behind on a bunch. I dropped a bunch, and I just was not caught up on anything. So April was really the month where I was able to complete or get caught up on a bunch of dramas. And I was able to move a lot of those dramas off of my current watch list into the completed category and actually finish some ones that I should have completed like 2 months ago. So I hope to start some brand new dramas in May, and there's going to be some dramas I'm currently watching that actually end in like the first week of May. So my watch list is even going to get more empty after the first week of May anyway. So either way, in April, I think I did well, and I watched some really good dramas that I'm excited to talk about, and I think I accomplished a lot by moving a lot off of my plate because in May, due to my birthday, my family's birthdays, May is always really busy for me. And so I always tend to not watch or complete as many dramas in May because I'm celebrating and visiting family and doing my own thing. Plus, I live, as I said in April, I live in a location where it gets warmer nowadays, and which means I leave my house more because obviously in winter I hibernate and never leave my house. So that's another reason why I'm anticipating in May I probably won't complete as many dramas as I did in April, for example. But either way, I'm excited to watch the new dramas. I am excited for that, but also to talk about some of the dramas I completed in April because, as I said, they're really good dramas, and I wish and hope people would watch them. One of the main reasons, as I've always said, that I started this blog and also a podcast is one, I realize I do not normally watch the normal dramas. I used to think I did not like romance dramas, but that's not actually the case. I'm just very particular on my romance dramas. So most of the time, I'm not watching the most popular romance dramas just because I know that's not something I will like, or I do watch it and then I end up dropping it because I realize that's just not for me. So it's not like I never watch a romance drama. You will see that I do have one in May I'm very much looking forward to. I just tend to go more towards other genres like crime. So, and due to the fact that I do watch other genres that people might not gravitate towards, this is the reason why I did the blog and the podcast in the first place. People might not even know these dramas exist, might be looking for like a genre change and might want to try a crime drama. They now have a place that they can come and find one that they might want to check out, because even within the crime genre, you have comedy crime, you have serial killer crime, you have dark crime, you have more on the lighter, playful, founding family, like found family trope crime. There's different levels of darkness when it comes to crime dramas. So you can come to my podcast or my blog and you can find one that might suit what you're in the mood for. And also, because of fact I watch all the countries, you might not even know that like Thailand has done a crime drama, for example, or Japan has some really good romance dramas that you might not even know exist and are on Viki or something. But that's a beside point. But that's mainly the reason why I've done this blog and I've done this podcast, in order to highlight dramas that people might not know about, might not even know where to find them, might not even know where to start if they want to dive into the genre that is crime or that is historical or that is something else. Needless to say, though, it's not like I don't watch romance dramas. I have plenty of romance drama recommendations. So if you want recommendations, if you want to try out a genre, if you want my romance recommendations, I already do have a podcast episode that I made in February for Valentine's Day with some of those recommendations on it. I have blog posts that also have more of those, which I point out in my blog post for Valentine's Day of this year, or a podcast episode, or you can just DM me and I'll give you some recommendations. That being said, let's dive into what I completed in April. And I like the fact that I completed some in April that I have been trying to complete for at least 2 months now. And some are brand new ones that just ended because they were airing and things like that. So, due to the fact of what I finished, I finally do understand some of the hype that some of these dramas had when they first aired, because as you may know, I watch a mix of airing dramas as well as already completed dramas. So some of the dramas I completed in April aired back in like 2020, and I was just watching them now, and I'll explain what that is. But now that I completed it, I understand the hype and why people were yelling at me to watch the drama when it was airing. Basically the same thing of like Longest Day in Chang'an. I should have watched that 3 years ago, and I finally finished it last year, and I was like, I understand the hype. Speaking of recommendations, if you like historical dramas, you should watch Longest Day in Chang'an, especially since they have a season 2 coming out. Not everything I finished in April was amazing, but I talk about everything. I'm very honest with my reviews. I try to be as objective as possible. So you will get my mini reviews in this section, and you will hear what I like, what I love about them. And you also will hear some like reviews of like, this could be better, or I don't recommend this. As I said, I try to be objective as possible. So, and I will point out if I'm extremely biased on a review or not. There are some dramas, which is going to be the first one I talk about, that I do have an extreme bias for. I will explain why when I get there. But needless to say, I do this section to give you more options, to give you opinions on what I think you would like, to give you different genres, what I think you should watch, so on and so forth. So let's get started. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Stranger Season 1. This is a rewatch for me. I'm currently watching it for a future podcast episode I will be recording. I watched this on Netflix. There are 2 seasons out. I finished season 1, and I'm currently finishing up season 2, which I'll probably finish this week at some point. I'm extremely biased when it comes to this drama. It's one of my favorite Korean dramas of all time. It's a crime Korean drama. It's a favorite among a lot of people, but it's one of those dramas where you have to like pay attention. It's not one where you can turn on and kind of like fiddle with your phone or walk off and do something. you need to pay attention to what's going on because there's a lot of characters, there's a lot of storylines, there's a lot of threads being woven together. It all ends up being connected by the end of the drama, the end of the season, I should say, because there are 2 seasons. But you do need to pay attention to understand where those threads are going. This is my 3rd time I rewatched this drama. I love the entire drama. I enjoy rewatching it every time. One of the main things I love about this drama is Bae Doona and Choi Sung-woo's characters and their relationship, and how I've described this before in I think it was a Tea and Soju episode. For me, this is an example of like a Sherlock Holmes and Watson relationship in a Korean drama. So you have Bae Doona, who's the Watson, and you have Choi Sung-woo, who's the Sherlock. Choi Sung-woo's character is very not emotional. He's very reserved to the point, and I'm not spoiling anything, but there's a reason why he's really reserved. It's explained in the story, but he's like very reserved, almost has no emotion, is very objective, and his character like does not lie. It's one of those things. So you have him, and then he's also very calculating when it comes to his actions and his feelings. He doesn't have like emotional outbursts, anything like that. He's very quiet and reserved, and kind of like he was described as like a robot in the show. On the other hand, you have Bae Doona, who is very outgoing and very loud and very boisterous and speaks her mind a lot. And so you have these 2 characters ultimately working together to solve a case, and you have Bae Doona, who kind of brings out the humanity of Choi Sung-woo's character eventually, in small ways, and kind of is like, you need to express yourself. You should be angry at this moment. Like, why are you not reacting? Or you should be sad. Like, why are you not crying? Like, so on and so forth. So they have a good relationship that kind of grows. Both of them grow through the relationship, but that, in my opinion, their relationship is very much the base and the thing that draws a lot of people into Stranger. Season 2, their relationship has a different dynamic. So season 2 is not as good, in my opinion, as season 1, but it's still a really good season for other reasons. I just really like season 1 a lot. I also love the found family. You have an amazing found family in this show as well. It's just a really nice, good crime drama, and it for sure is a comfort watch for me. So that's the first thing I completed, and that was Stranger Season 1, which I just rewatched. Next one I've talked about a bunch on my podcast is Shogun. This is on Hulu in the US, Disney Plus elsewhere. It's a Japanese drama. It is an American-made show, though. This is by far one of the best things I've watched in 2020. I had some small issues at the end, but overall, even though I had those small issues, it did not keep me from rating this like a 10 out of 10 and overlooking those small issues. I absolutely love this drama. I loved it from the costumes. I loved it from the acting. The sets were beautiful. The story was beautiful. I loved how you got all these different clans and all these different characters and all these characters with their own motivations, and how that was woven into a story of intrigue and politics and relationships. And the production, obviously, as I said in other podcast episodes, have already said they're not doing a season 2, which with the ending it got, it kind of left it open-ended where you kind of had to imagine what happened next. But they really, like, people asked, like, why are you not doing a season 2? Because the ratings are so high and everybody's watching it. They're like, it's based off a book. They're like, the book ended. Like, there's no more material to do a season 2. But it was just what I loved. I know I had the same thought that going into this show as other people did, that it would be like a white savior type thing. It is absolutely not that. Like, they tried really hard not to do that. They tried to showcase more of the Japanese culture. They came from the Japanese perspective more and highlighted that part. And I think that shows off really well in the show. it's just a very large scale show that they pulled off really well. And it was such a joy to watch every week. And I looked forward to it every week. And the cast did an amazing job. The acting was amazing. The characters were so well done. I cannot recommend this show enough. I'm just so happy this show was made because, as I said in other episodes of the podcast, like, they were delayed significantly for multiple years due to the pandemic and other issues and issues with logistics, that they were afraid the show was never going to be made. And I'm just so happy it actually got made because it was like a treat for your eyes every week. And I just absolutely loved it. And I cannot recommend this drama enough. So please go watch it. And those were my thoughts on the Japanese drama Shogun on Hulu. Okay, so next one I'm talking about is Parasite the Grey. I'm not going to go too much into this just because I just released a review slash versus episode last week on it. So you can go and listen to that for my more in-depth review and my comparison to the anime of it. But if you guys listened to that episode already, you already know I absolutely love this drama. I liked it more than I thought I did, honestly, or I thought I would, honestly. I love that it was a spin-off. It was not a scene by scene remake. I thought that like created their own identity with it. The acting was good. The CGI sold me on the drama. The fight scenes were creative and like really drew you in. I liked that you got a good mix of parasite and human fight scenes. I liked the relationships as they progressed through the drama, both heartbreaking and heartwarming parts of that. I really would love a season 2. You can go and listen to the Versus episode on why I want a season 2, because that will be a spoiler. If you want a spoiler, you can go listen to that. I go into very much in detail why I need a season 2 on this, just based on the cameo of the end of season 1. And that was Parasite the Grey, which you can watch on Netflix. So next one I'm going to talk about, which might be a little controversial because there was a lot of mixed reviews of both of this, and that was I Love You. In terms of I, like the eye on your face, Love You, Japanese drama. You can watch it on Netflix and Viki. I loved this drama. I thought it was fun. I thought it was adorable. It's a rom-com. Like, I've said this many times, Japanese dramas are some of my favorite romance dramas ever. It had a really unique concept for the story, with the woman having to look in people's eyes and hearing their thoughts. I thought the leads were cute with lots of chemistry. As I said in my review of it, I did not like the noble idiocy trope by the end. I did not think it was needed at all, especially because like 20 minutes later it was resolved. I did not, and I don't understand why they needed to put that there. I love the message that the audience got from the end when they had the conversation of resolving that. I know other people did not particularly like the female lead and her actions and how reserved she was and how wishy-washy she was. I can see why people did not like her character. I know other people did not like the production's choice of not subbing his Korean thoughts. I had no problem with that. I thought that actually helped with me relating to the female lead and helped with telling the story. With the female lead, like with her actions and she act like how reserved she was, it was a little annoying, but I think because it's kind of normal when it comes to Japanese romance dramas, it wasn't anything new in a way. So I didn't really see a problem with her character. I still was a little annoyed. I'm like, come on, it's episode 8 or something, but I don't think I was as annoyed with these two things as like other people were. I still will highly recommend it. I still loved it. It's very cute. I still can't believe that the female lead was in I Love You as well as Shogun, and her characters were completely opposite. Like, she's such a good actress. I love her so much. But that's I Love You. And now, also, if you watch it on Viki, apparently, Viki has subbed the Korean thoughts. So if you had heard not to watch it because you can't understand his Korean thoughts or something, you can go watch it on Viki now, and I've heard they do sub his Korean thoughts. So if that annoyed you or would annoy you, you can go watch it on Viki and have all the subs. Just finished talking about I Love You, which you can watch on Netflix and Viki. Okay, so next drama, which I should have finished like 2 months ago, was Light the Night Season 1. This is a Taiwanese drama. It's on Netflix. It has 3 seasons. I've only finished season 1. I feel really bad that it took me so long to finish this. It was amazing. I mean, I could see why these are one of the dramas where I can see why people told me I need to watch this drama. Like, very talented cast. As I said before, everybody who's anybody in Taiwanese drama land is in this drama. Has a little bit of everything: romance, mystery, crime, relationships, both romantic as well as friendships, found family. I was not expecting a crime drama when I clicked play on this, but it's a crime drama, so that's always a good thing for me. I can see why a lot of people recommended it to me, and it was amazing. The first season was amazing. I'm really excited to watch the other seasons because I have no idea where it's going. I mean, even like the whole entire season, you know someone died, but you don't know who, and then they don't reveal who until the very end of season 1, and you're like, oh man, okay, that makes sense. But also, what the heck happened because she's now dead or he's now dead, or like who killed whom or whatever. So I liked how that played out. I liked that you kind of were held in suspense until the end of the season to get something resolved. I'm sure season 2 is like figuring out who killed this person. I don't know what season 3 would be, but maybe another dead body will pop up. I have no idea. But I still have no idea why this drama was split into 3 seasons. I don't see the point of it because it very much is like they made the entire drama and then just split it into 3 seasons. Because it has an end. Like, it's not like it's sort of a cliffhanger, but not really. Like, they do have an end, but it could easily just roll into the next episode. So I really don't understand why they split this into 3 seasons. It is what it is. You have all 3 seasons on Netflix, so it's not like you have to wait a year and a half for the next season. And even when this was airing, I think they aired it within 2 weeks of each other or something. I don't know. It was very close together, so you didn't have to wait very long anyway. But either way, I'm really sad it took me this long to finish this. It's only 8 episodes. I should have finished this a long time ago, but I finally finished season 1, so that's good. And that was my thoughts on the Light the Night season 1, which I finally completed in April. Another drama I should have finished a long time ago because it aired in 2020 and has been on my list to watch since 2020 is The Long Night, which is a Chinese drama. I watched this on iQIYI. It's a fantastic crime drama. Like, again, I can see why a ton of people told me to watch this. I can see why a lot of people were like, this is one of the best crime dramas I've ever watched. It's just, I should have watched this back in 2020, like I did when I watched The Bad Kids. I should have watched it right after The Bad Kids. If you like a crime drama, I highly recommend Bad Kids. It's really good. But now I also highly recommend Long Night. What was hilarious about this is this caught my eye when it first aired because Bai Yu is one of my favorite Chinese actors. I've watched a lot of his stuff. I still have some of his stuff I have not watched, but he was a major component of why I clicked play. And then his character was not the character I was expecting. I'm not trying to reveal any spoilers or anything, but his character was just not who I thought he was going to be. And he's definitely starred in the drama. Just like his storyline for his character was just a complete surprise of what happened, especially in episode 1. So I like the fact that Bai Yu took this role and kind of, for me, this is a different kind of role I've ever seen him do. And he did amazing. This is in my opinion, one of his best acting I've ever seen. Acting across the board, not just his character, is top tier and really, really good. But he is amazing in this drama. And I really sad to say one of the reasons why I watched this drama is because I know a Korean remake is happening and I needed to watch this before the Korean drama came out. And I'm really sad to say that's probably the reason why I clicked play on this. But I don't regret it because it's probably one of the best crime dramas I've ever seen from China. It's unpredictable, but in a very good way. I will say, as I said with Stranger, this is very hard to follow at times because you have 3 different timelines going on at the same time, and you have to pay attention. So if you are not in the mood to pay attention really closely to something, you might want to wait and click play on this later, because there are 3 timelines you really have to pay attention to, because one timeline might give a clue of another timeline and so on and so forth. But everything comes together in the end and is explained, and it's just a treat to witness because you finally understand what all these threads were saying in the 3 timelines. And it's also absolutely heartbreaking, and I cried most of the last episode, if not the last 2 episodes. And that's speaking again to the acting. Like, the acting was a very much big component of me crying so much. But highly recommend this, especially if you're into a crime drama or want to try something out. It's a little different because it's more of like a cold case crime drama versus a current crime drama. There are some current crime going on, but like it's very much a cold case crime drama, and highly recommend. And those were my thoughts on The Long Night, the Chinese drama, which I watched on IGE. Okay, another drama that I have been watching for way too long and I finally finished as well is Provoke. It's a small web drama, Chinese drama. I watched it on Amazon Prime. If you are a watcher of these short web Chinese dramas, I would highly recommend you check out Provoke. Leads had very good chemistry, like sizzling chemistry. And even though the episodes were very short, like 10, 13 minutes, and the drama overall is somewhat short due to that length, the story is very engaging where you root for the leads. Basically this is a revenge drama, and you know the female lead is out for revenge. You don't know until later that the male lead is also out for revenge. So you very much root for the leads to get their revenge when you learn that both of them want revenge and then start working together. This, I will say, because I enjoyed this one so much, this is one of the cases where I wish the drama was a full-length Chinese drama, because I wanted to see the revenge play out more, and have like be more paced out to have a more satisfying revenge. It wasn't like it wasn't satisfying, the revenge part, but if we were able to see these two work together for more episodes and see how they set the trap for more people, or set the trap for people in general, I think I would have enjoyed that a lot. And then also because they had such great chemistry, I wish there was more time for romance, because you got some scenes, but they could have given us more. Either way, though, if you like a short web drama, or if you've never seen a Chinese drama and you want something to watch to see if you would like it, highly recommend this. It's really easy, really bingeable, really nice Chinese drama. And that was the Chinese drama Provoke, which I watched on Amazon Prime. So the next one is Full-Time Wife Escapist. I'm going to talk about, I watched the drama and then I watched the special right after. The special was like a 2-hour movie or something, was played out right after what happened with the end of the J drama. So they paired well together. Full-Time Wife Escapist is on Viki. It's a cute Japanese drama. I like that it had multiple couples. I always like when romance dramas have multiple couples, because then you will find a couple you root for and like if you don't like another couple. I like that, as always, Japanese dramas do this all the time, that they discuss major societal issues. For example, like employee and employer relationships, like when are you exploiting workers or when you are not. Like later on in the special, it's all about like pregnancy and what women have to go through in society when they're pregnant, so on and so forth. So those are just a couple examples that this drama talks about and brings up. The one thing I did dislike about this drama, though, is the main leads have horrible communication. I also kind of saw this coming, though, because you kind of know, like, right out of the gate that it's going to be, like, the problem that they're going to have is they're going to have horrible communication just due to the characters' personalities. Also, this is a common thing in Japanese dramas. So it's not like I was like, "Oh my god, it's completely come out of nowhere that they can't communicate." Like, it was very apparent that this was gonna happen, and Japanese dramas very much so have this miscommunication all the time as a conflict in their dramas. On the one hand, though, I will say it kinda made the main couple charming too, because while the miscommunication drove me nuts sometimes, it was also their quirkiness and how they dealt with that miscommunication that was fun to watch at the same time. So it kind of made them charming in a way. But I'm just going to mention that because some people might find that very annoying. Okay, so Full-Time Wife Escapist Special, it was like getting, as I said, like getting an extra movie after the drama. You saw the growth of the main couple. They communicated better in the special because they like had to talk about it and like how they did not communicate. I did not expect the COVID-19 being a major plot point at all. So if you can't watch anything about COVID-19, this might not be the movie you want to watch. You can watch the drama. It has no mention of COVID-19 whatsoever. But the special is like the entire story is about COVID-19. So you might not want to watch it if you can't handle that subject. I also thought that the second couple, while I love them in the original Japanese drama, in the special, they kind of went nowhere. Like they were very underutilized and they kind of just ended. Like they didn't, in my opinion, did not have an ending. And if they were meant to have an ending, it wasn't executed very well. And I wanted them to have a good ending because I liked the couple. So I did not like how the special handled that, and I wanted more of their story. But as I said, the special did do a good job on discussing societal issues other than COVID-19, like pregnancy, paternal leave, maternal leave, cancer, that type of stuff. So I thought that they handled that very well, and it was very interesting to see that discussion, especially with paternal and maternal leave. Play out in the special. And those were my thoughts on the Full-Time Wife Escapist, the J drama, the Japanese drama, and the special movie feature that was after the Japanese drama. Both can be found on Viki. Okay, so the next one is actually a Korean movie. And the reason I watched this movie, it's called I Saw the Devil. It's on Hulu. And the reason I watched this movie was it was actually mentioned on a Korean crime drama, like not crime drama, Korean crime podcast I listened to that Daebak actually recommended on hers. And it's called Korean True Crime. Highly recommend that. It's like 20-minute episodes or so, and she talks about real crimes that happen in Korea. Very well thought out, very well like formatted, and very easy to understand. I love that podcast. I like binge it all the time. So if you're a true crime podcast and you want to listen to some Korean true crime stuff, highly recommend that. But anyway, she was talking about a crime and she mentioned I Saw the Devil and how they had a lot of similarities to the crime that she was discussing in that episode. So I was like, oh, I've never seen the movie. I've heard of it. It's a very famous movie. But I decided to watch it because I was curious. So this movie, I liked it. I did. But I wish I liked it more. I thought it had some really good acting. I'm usually okay with violent shows. I'm usually really okay. But there's some scenes even in this movie that I had to look away and could not stomach. And we all know this, like with Korean movies versus Korean dramas, they show a lot more in movies. Like there's sex scenes, there's more violence. It's shown in the violence. They don't blur out weapons, that type of stuff. So like I figured going into this movie, it would be more violent or they would show more stuff. But even for me, there was some scenes where I was like, oh man, like, oh, and I could not stomach it. So, that being said, if you cannot handle violence, this might not be the show for you because you see everything. It also is advertised as like a cat and mouse story, and in my opinion, it wasn't a true cat and mouse story. It kind of was very one-sided. So I really wish it was more evenly matched because I love a good cat and mouse story. Clearly, someone had the upper hand, and it was not a fair fight at all. Now, was he justified in that fair fight? Absolutely, but it was not a cat and mouse story, in my opinion. Just finished talking about I Saw the Devil, a Korean movie I watched on Hulu. Okay, so the last drama I finished was Kissing the Ring Finger. This is also a Japanese drama. It's on Viki. Again, I wanted to like this Japanese drama more than I did. I thought the lead couple was cute, had good chemistry. I loved the female lead and her family. Her family was a treat. Her family was a lot of fun. I love how they were supportive of her as well as the male lead. They welcomed like the male lead and their family so well and treated him so well. But I just did not understand the second male lead and the male lead's mother in this. Like, the second male lead was doing okay, and then all of a sudden, he did a 180 and became like the jealous, what could have been second male lead, the tropey male lead we all hate a lot of the time. And it just was not needed. They had enough conflict within the male lead's family alone. The second male lead was not needed. And then the second male lead, like, I didn't understand his actions at all. And then, like, it just, as I said, it just was not needed. He did not need to turn evil. He did not need to be like the tropey second male lead trying to split the main couple apart. None of that needed to happen. And then you add on the male lead's mother, who had no reason to like dislike the female lead, not want the male lead to like marry her. She was cruel for no reason. Like did not make any it didn't make sense. And then her reasoning on it just did not make sense. And then she brought in the second male lead. The reason why the second male lead turned this horrible evil character is because she like paid him to break them up. And I'm like, there's no reason for this. And then what to top it off even more, they were forgiven really easily at the end and like with no explanation. So I hated both of those characters. I hated how the story handled them. I just did not understand the choice of the writers I didn't understand the choice of the writers on putting their story in that direction and following that path. Because again, either one of them could be evil and the other one didn't, or one of them wasn't needed at all. Like, the mother was enough. Like, why do the second male lead? And again, the mother really did not have a good reason to be as mean as she was. Like, it was not warranted whatsoever. So I will still recommend Kissing the Ring Finger because the leads were really cute and I loved their dynamic and I loved them figuring out their relationship and stuff. And I loved her family. Her family was a joy to watch. But I don't know, if you can't handle like a really horrible second male lead and an equally horrible male lead's mother, like this might not be the drama for you. I was like, this just makes no sense. And I mean, that's probably why I liked the lead. Like, it shows why I like the lead so much is because they made me so angry because I wanted them together and be okay. And then the second couple was quite nice in this one as well. I like the second couple. So I just did not understand the villain, the quote unquote villains of this drama at all because their reasoning was just really bad and very badly written. Those were my thoughts on the Japanese drama Kissing the Ring Finger, which I watched on Viki. All right, so that is all that I finished in April. And yes, I finished like 9 dramas in April, which I'm very happy about. Which means I got a lot off my watch list that I've been like telling you guys in my watch list episodes that like, oh, this is on the back burner or this I haven't caught up on and so on and so forth. Like, I'm really happy that I moved some off my plate because then I can talk about new dramas and squeal about new dramas with you guys. Like, for example, I plan on starting Blossoms in Adversity in like the next week or so. And as I said, the next the first week in May, a lot of my dramas I'm currently still watching end. So I'm going to be moving more off my list. And because I have so much room on my watch list, I will now be adding new dramas in May. And there's quite a few Korean dramas in May I'm excited for. I don't know where all of them are going to be on streaming sites. If I do know, then I will have written them in my blog post and I will say them in this podcast episode. If not, I will obviously update it later or whatever, at least the blog post. I'm really glad though that, as I said, I'm hoping that May, even though I'm looking forward to a lot in May in terms of Korean dramas, I'm hoping I will still have room to watch other dramas like Blossoms in Adversity, for example. I started a Thai drama last week that I'm hoping to watch as it airs. It's only an episode a week, so it's not going to be that bad. So I'll still be watching some other stuff other than Korean dramas. But as I said, all the ones I'm looking forward to is Korean dramas because that's when I know their premiere dates and potentially where they're going to end up. So the first one to premiere and the first one I'm looking forward to is The Atypical Family. Will be on Netflix. It premieres May 4th. I know a lot of people had a lot of problems with this drama due to the promo photos of Kim Soo-hyun in a fat suit. I also did not like that choice from the drama, but I'm still going to check this drama out. The big reason is it's Jang Ki-young's return to the military from the military. I miss him. I want to see him. I need to watch this drama. I'm not going to be happy with Kim Soo-hyun because I hope the drama explains that well, but I just don't understand the choice of a fat suit. From the trailers, you kind of understand why it's the choice, but at the same time, we don't like fat suits. They could have done another superpower. Why did it have to do that? I don't know. But yeah, I know a lot of people are probably not going to watch this one. As I said, Jang Ki-young is the reason why I'm clicking play. I also think the drama has an interesting concept of people with powers who has normal life problems that are affecting their powers. That was an interesting concept to see because I'm interested to see how the drama will handle that and what problems actually affect their powers because we know some of them, but we don't know all of the family's superpowers and their problems. So I'm curious to see what that will mean for the drama. I'm hoping this drama could have some nice messages about that because it's a lot for example, we know Jang Ki-young has depression. How is the drama going to handle that? What does that mean? Or we know one of them I think has an eating disorder. So again, how are we going to handle that? So I'm curious to see how the drama is going to handle that. I'm hoping they will handle it well and the messages will be good. Also, that magazine shoot between Jang Ki-young and the female lead where there's the apple between their faces and they're basically kissing, but they're kissing the apple. Really nice photo shoot. I really like the photo shoot. I'm also curious to see why, if the drama explains why this family has powers in the first place. None of the teasers have explained that yet. So I'm really curious about the whole superhuman superpower thing and how the female lead, who clearly does not have a superpower, as we know, gets wrapped up into this and how she even moves in the first place. So I'm just happy that Jang Ki-young's back. I'm so happy. I'm so excited. I hope this is a good drama for him. I mean, I stood through Now We Are Breaking Up. It was not the best drama ever. I mainly stuck it out for him. So I hope this is a good choice for him. I hope he has fun with this. It's just really nice to see him back in Dramaland. Just finished discussing my thoughts on The Atypical Family, an upcoming May drama that you can watch on Netflix. The next thing I'm excited to watch is actually a Korean variety show. It's called Super Rich in Korea. It's on Netflix. It starts May 7th. I love looking at houses and apartments. I don't know if you guys know this about me. I love looking at houses and apartments, doing open houses and things like that. I especially like watching those type of shows like House Hunters and things where you see these houses where you'll never be able to live in your life, me included. But you always like to look at them. And I feel like Super Rich in Korea is going to be that thing. Basically, this variety show is falling around rich people in Korea. I'm sad that practically no one's Korean, though. There's only one Korean. The rest are I think one said they were like Italian, and then another's like Pakistani, and one's like American. I don't know. I don't know the other ethnicities, but I'm really sad they're not all Korean. I don't know. I think I was expecting all Korean, but maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm dumb for thinking that. I don't know. The reason I also like this show is I love the Korean variety show I Live Alone. I don't know if people know that show, but it's basically a panel of people watch an actor or entertainer or singer. They like move out of their family home, they buy an apartment or house or whatever, and they live alone. And then you get a glimpse into their lives living alone and what they do. I love that Korean variety show. And this kind of gives me those same vibes, except it's rich people. Like really, really rich people, apparently. I don't know. I'm just really curious about this show just because I love houses. And yeah. Again, though, I'm really sad that it's not Korean people, except for like one person. So I don't really get that choice, but anyway, I'm really curious just to see like the houses and like where they live and what they do. Those are my thoughts on the upcoming Korean variety show Super Rich in Korea, which you will be able to watch in May on Netflix. I'm sure a ton of people are looking forward to this in May, myself included, and that is The Midnight Romance in Hagwon. It's on Viki. It was confirmed yesterday, I think. It will be on Viki. It premieres May 11th. I have needed a Nuna romance in my life forever, and May is finally giving me that romance. This is probably my most anticipated drama in May, just for the fact that it's a Nuna romance. Also, the posters and teasers for this drama are amazing. Like, they're so good. And Jungro Yuan and Weeha Jun have like so much chemistry in the teasers and posters alone. I cannot wait for 16 episodes of their chemistry. I also cannot believe that this is Weeha Jun's first lead role in a romance drama. That is crazy to me, but I'm so here for it. I just like, I never pictured these two together. Like, I never would have paired these two together at all. But I like it now that I've seen it. Like, you have that thing. You understand. Like, I love Jung Ro-won. Like, she's such a good actress, and she again, I think May It Please the Court was a really good drama, and she had amazing chemistry with her male lead, but there was no romance in that, which I was like, God, I need romance in this one. And she was like, I'm never being a lawyer ever again, because she did like 3 lawyer dramas back to back to back, including that one. So I'm just so happy she has a romance drama, and I'm so happy she's not a lawyer. It's just so nice, and I'm so looking forward to this, and I hope it does well. I hope it does really well. I hope they have good chemistry. I know a lot of people like the writer for this drama. I think it was the Jung Ha-yin's dramas, and it's escaping my mind right now. It's like Pretty Nuna wants dinner or something, and then Spring Has Come or something like that. I'm a little worried for the writer because me personally, I did not like those dramas. I only watched one of the two. I can't remember which one I watched. I did not like it. So I'm hoping that this one will be different in terms of what I did not like about that one, mostly pacing. But I'm still going to check it out because I love these two. I'm so curious about their chemistry. I need a Nuno romance for sure. So I'm hoping I will like this writer more, because the track record with me and this writer is not very good. So we'll have to see. And it's nothing to do with Jung Hae-in or the leads that he was in that drama. It was mostly to do with side characters, specifically a mother. Like, the mother was atrocious in the one I watched, and I cannot remember which one I watched now. I'll have to look that up. But either way, I hated the mother in one of those dramas. So I'm hoping that this one will be better. But again, me and this writer do not have a good track record, but I will. There's so many things that I'm gonna love about this drama, though, so I don't really care. Okay, yeah. So I watched Something in the Rain or Pretty Nuna Who Buys Me Food. I hated the mother in this. I absolutely hated the girl's mother. I even like made a TikTok on it. It was bad. I was like throwing stuff at my TV because of this mother. So if this has a crazy mother in it, I will still watch it, but me and this writer did not have a good track record when it comes to writing. But either way, Midnight Romance in Hagwon, still probably my most anticipated drama I'm looking forward to in May. It will be on Viki. I'm very excited. And that was the Korean drama Midnight Romance in Hagwon, which you can watch on May 11th, and it will be on Viki. Okay, so the next Korean drama I'm looking forward to is Crash. Premieres on May 13th. This is rumored for Disney Plus and Hulu, but nothing is confirmed yet. Listen, the second I saw that this drama was from ENA Network, I added it to the list. I've said this before. ENA Network has made some of my favorite dramas, both from last year and this year. And so any drama coming out of ENA Network, I will immediately watch if I get access to it. So this drama just looks like a ton of fun. It looks like it's going to be my favorite trope of found family. I love the cast. It looks like this cast will have a lot of fun filming together. I'm curious what kind of crimes this drama has, because it's like the story is like this police team investigating like car related incidents like insurance fraud or motor vehicle accidents, or just a couple examples. But they're basically like investigating motor vehicle related crimes. I'm excited for this one. I love those types of crime dramas that are like group crime dramas, that they work together and they have a lot of fun doing it, and it's a comedy as well as a crime drama. And I'm excited for the cast, because some of these cast members have always done like supporting roles, and so now some of them are moving more into like the lead / supporting role. I'm very excited for this one. Specifically, also, as I said, because it's ENA Network. I love ENA Network. But also it's a crime drama, so it makes perfect sense on why I like this, and I'm looking forward to it. Again, those are my thoughts on the upcoming Korean drama Crash, which premieres on May 13th. Okay, so the next drama I'm looking forward to, we have two more, is The 8 Show. It's a Korean drama. It will be on Netflix. All the episodes will be out on May 17th. This looks like it is going to be intense. It looks so intense. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be comparing it to Squid Game, because it's basically a show of 8 people who enter a competition to win a bunch of money, but they have to stay in a room with like no windows and like locked in a room for like, I think it's like 100 days or something. And they get this pile of money, and to get food and water and stuff, they have to like pay out of their pile of money. But whatever they have left at the end of the 100 days, they can keep. And it's a lot of money. I don't remember what it is. The teasers for this drama show, one, this drama is going to be intense, because clearly people are going to go mad in these like locked rooms. Two, they're a very eccentric group of characters just from the teaser. There's a lot of eccentric personalities when it comes to this drama. So I'm really excited to see this. Also, Chung Woo-hee is in this drama. She's also the female lead in The Atypical Family, so she's having her moment in May for sure. I think this cast is like a good mix of talent and, as I said, eccentric characters, so that will be a good, interesting dynamic. I hope it looks a little quirky to me. I hope it stands out. I hope it's not just compared to Squid Game and then kind of falls under the name of Squid Game and like doesn't really make their own mark. I hope it stands out. But it's only 8 episodes, but I feel like it's going to be an intense 8 episodes. So I'm very much looking forward to this. Those are my thoughts on the upcoming Korean drama, The 8 Show, which you can view on Netflix on May 17th. And the last one that I've been looking forward to since the beginning of the year, when SBS like showed a teaser for this. It's finally coming in May. It looks like an intense and wild ride as a crime drama, and that is Connection. It's a Korean drama, comes out May 24th. Rumor is it will be on Netflix, but I have not heard anything yet. I never pictured Jisung and Jung Mi-do playing opposite of each other. Like, I never pictured them teaming up. But they're teaming up in this. Basically, this is about a cop who works for the drug unit, and he becomes addicted to drugs by somebody. Like, somebody forces him to take drugs. And now he has to like elude his police officers, his fellow police officers, while addicted to drugs and trying to find people who put him in that addiction in the first place. Like, so it's kind of like a revenge drama. I don't know why when I read this, have you guys ever seen the movie Crank by Jason Statham, where he like gets kidnapped or something and he has like a device or medicine or something given to him, and he has to keep his heart rate up at a certain rate. And it's like adrenaline. He has to keep like having adrenaline pumped into him or he'll die. This kind of gives me those vibes because I feel like Ji-sun, obviously he's still going to be addicted to drugs. So he's going to want those drugs as well. But also he's going to be running away from like his drug cops, fellow drug officers, and people he's trying to track down. I don't know why this is giving me Crank vibes, but for me, it's giving me Crank vibes. And Crank is like Jason Statham, like doing these crazy stunts and like fighting people to keep this adrenaline up. So this sounds like it could be really intense. I'm really, really looking forward to this. I don't know why, but it sounds like an intense crime drama. It's something I had never seen before. Like, you have a drug cop addicted to drugs. That is crazy in my mind. So I hope Netflix gets a win because I'm really curious. And also the posters are really interesting. Where it was like on top is like a regular looking Ji-sun or Jung Mi-do, and then on the bottom you can clearly see they're not doing well. Like, they're addicted to drugs or like they're sickly or whatever. It's really interesting. And the last Korean drama I was just talking about was Connection, which is rumored for Netflix and will premiere May 24th. So those are all the dramas I'm excited for in May. As you can see, there's quite a few Korean dramas. A lot of variety, too. Like, we have some romance, we have some more comedic crime, we have more intense dramas. As I said, I still plan to watch some other dramas from other countries, so it's going to be a good mix of what I'm watching in my next watch list episode. As I said, I think the one I'm most looking forward to is Midnight Romance in Hagwon. I think a lot of people are looking forward to it. I just hope other people check out some of these other dramas because I need other people to talk about them with. Like Connection, I need someone to talk about that with. Or 8 Show, or like some of these others. So I just hope you guys check out some other dramas and DM me. Please DM me. But that is it. That is all I'm looking forward to. That's all I've watched. What are you guys looking forward to? Have you heard about some dramas you haven't heard about in this podcast and now you are going to watch it? Like, let me know. Talk dramas with me. Tell me what you are looking forward to. Tell me what you finished in April. I want to know. DM me. Start these conversations. But yeah, thank you for listening to another episode of this podcast. I look forward to talking dramas with you everywhere you can reach me. Bye. If you want to continue the conversations about dramas that were started in this episode, you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter under the username No Sleep for Dramas. That is No Sleep, the number 4 dramas, just like in the title of the podcast. This podcast is also an expansion of my blog, so you can visit my blog at www.nosleep4dramas.com, the number 4 dramas.com, and find multiple years of blog posts already available at your fingertips. All links are in the description of this episode. This has been an episode of the No Sleep for Dramas podcast, and I am your host, Caitlin. I will see you here next time, and I hope you get no sleep chasing the next episode just like me. Good night.